Fingers crossed we're working. It came up with an error on me as I hit the button. So I'm hoping we are here. It says we're connected. Technology people. I think I need to be really rich and have somebody else running the technology for me, because it gives me heart attacks every time I have to deal with this thing. So fingers crossed we are connected, and if you are there, please say hello so that I know that we are there, because it came up with server error. Just what we needed, eh? So we're here for the brand new release. Hope you're all ready. So I'm not seeing anything telling me that I'm connected yet, or anybody talking to me. So I'm hoping we are. I'm just seeing as well that my camera's slipped. Oh God. Good start to the day, eh? Right. So nothing is showing up that we are live or that anybody is talking to me. So I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and hope for the best. And oh, yay. So we're in blue. So that means that Kathy, hello, and Brenda are both joining us. So it might just be the three of us, ladies. Oh, and Martin is telling me that that's working. Hello, Donna. Hopefully now we've just got to check up on YouTube and we are good to go. There's always a drama, isn't there? Now somebody's decided to park outside here. Hello, Christine. How are you? Hello, Karen. From Jersey. How nice. Martin, that might be a place. So, oh yeah, oh blimey. The whole world just suddenly came running in. Hello, Jules. Hello, Rosemary. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Tina. Hi, Dawn. I think that's everybody that I've caught up with. So we can get started. So, yeah, you all know it. We've got the newbies. So let's get started with, shall I show you what we're doing first? Stencils first, stamps first. Let's flick this round to here. Blimey. Evening, Pat. And apologies, you're getting to see my stand at the moment for some reason. Oh my goodness, you've got me in stereo, Tina. God help you. Why is it suddenly doing this? Oh well, we'll just go with it. So first off, we have, let's take this off. Good evening, Michelle. Good evening, Carol. Good evening, Chris. So first of all, oh good grief, what have I got going on here? We'll come back to those in a minute. First of all, botanical display. You're watching both as well, Pat. Goodness gracious me. Oh, Amanda, that sounds nice. Hi, Sue. Hi, Veronica. So first off, botanical display. One large-ish stamp. This is one of our $8.99, so that gives you an idea of the size. Next, we have scented bouquet. Again, one stamp, but quite a delicate stamp, this one. Then we are on to tumbling flowers. So you get the whole big stamp and then you get this larger one, because obviously this little one sits over the top of it. So you can't, if you wanted to fussy cut and 3D the flowers, you can't because of that. So we've given you the big one. Hi, Eileen. So we've given you the big one. And if you want these ones cut out, you can just restamp the larger image. And then we have Floral Paradise. Same concept here. We've given you the bigger, all the flowers that you are overlapped, so that you'd be able to make these flowers 3D'd if you want to. Again, there are $9.99, so that's 4 new $9.99 sets. Then we have 2 new $14.99 ones. So this is our modern posy. And this says, sending happy birthday wishes, and the littlest things in life are where we find true joy. And then you've got a little version of it on the side here. So you've got the larger one, then you've got a small, just a little piece there. I thought for things like this, like if you wanted to do wedding stationery and stuff like that, you can always put that on your nameplates and things. So that's just a little idea with those ones. And then last but not least, with the stamps, we have floral swirls. Again, this one's a $14.99 one. And you have, today should always be our best day ever. The best is yet to come. Happiest of birthdays to you, and you're the best. Not you are, you're the best. I'm glad you like them, Amanda. I did see. So there's always a rush to see who's first in the queue, and Amanda was first online today. Lynn's cruising, and she's normally your competitor, and she's out at the sea at the moment. It was lovely to see you too, Margaret, and always a good giggle with all of you. So we're on to stencils. We have cable knit stencil. Now, I am no knitter. I do not know if this is a cable knit stitch, but that's what came into my head when I saw it. So that's why you got cable knit stencil. Then we have our quirky floral stencil. Evening, Sally Ann. Yay! We haven't seen you around for ages, Sally Ann. And then last but not least, our up close floral stencil. There's been loads of ideas, and this one is amazing if you emboss it. I adore it. Not that I've been playing with them at all. So they are our 3 new stencils and our 6 new stamps. Hi, Janice. So again, I was really tight on my deadline, so bless her, Hazel has pulled out all the stops and done us some samples. So we'll get cracking. And she got them to me in time too. She didn't get, I haven't managed to photograph them yet, but she has managed to get them for tonight, which is fab of her. So this one is using the floral swirls, coloured with Copic pens, and the background is the quirky floral stencil. And she's even really good now and tells me the size of her cards, which is 6.5 inch square. So that's our first one. So she's just like popped the stencil all around the edge and then put that prominently in the middle. Now that's the one thing I will let you know, is that with our floral swirls, these little sentiments all fit in here. So depending on which way you have it, doesn't matter which, it works. I'm glad you like them, Catherine. A heart burst stencil. No, I haven't, Pat, but sounds interesting. So the next one again is from Hazel with floral swirls, and she's used our antique platinum embossing powder. The sentiments are from The Right Words, and it's a 6x6 card. So she's only used half of the, or just over half of the actual stamp set, and then she's stamped some of the smaller flowers onto vellum, all embossed with the platinum. She was obviously having a run on platinum because the next card is also with the platinum embossing powder, and this is our Modern Posy. And remember that little one that was on there that I showed you? So this is a 6x6 card, and how cute is that? The littlest things in life are where we find true joy, and you know that is so true. Pat, watch this space. Hello, Tina. So we had another one from our Modern Posy, and this has been coloured with Copic markers, stamped with stamped with black memento. And then obviously I believe she's just inked up the foliage part of that in a slightly different colour. And that sentiment comes with that stamp set. Next we have our Tumbling Flowers. The background on this is cable knit stencil, and the sentiment is from our Trailing Thoughts stamp set. Again, a 6x6. And she's just taken that cable knit through the middle there. Next we have another Tumbling Flowers, coloured with Copic markers. The background on this is our Brick Wall stencil, and the sentiment is using The Right Words. Love the colours that she's coloured this in with. And just stamped in grey for the sentiment, which is really pretty. The only dimension on this are some tiny little pearls that she's popped on there. Another one from Hazel. Well, they're all from Hazel, so I'm not going to just keep saying another one from Hazel, another one from Hazel. Hi Betty, it was lovely to see you at the weekend. So she's coloured with Zig pens on this one, and the sentiment for this one is from Single Lily, and she's used the Floral Paradise, stamped with VersaFine black ink. She's actually die cut a circle here and put it over the top, but that doesn't really show up. Again, just a couple of little pearls on there to give it a little bit of a pop, and in the centres of the flowers, and that works really well. And this is using exactly the same stamp, sorry, Floral Paradise, and the sentiment is from Colour Perfect, and again a 6x6 card. Really delicate, and again the only dimension on this are a few little gems in the middle of the flowers. This one is using our scented flowers, coloured with Copic markers. Background is quirky floral stencil embossed, and the words are from The Right Words. So I don't know if the embossing is going to show up because it's in white. She hasn't coloured it, so. You've used them already, Betty. I'm proud of you. So this is, as I said, our scented flower stamp. I'm trying to get that to show up, but I don't think it's going to. The background here, oh, there you can see it, has been embossed. Next, another scented flowers, and she's used close-up stencil with some pink inks, and the sentiments are from The Right Words, another 6x6. So you don't, that huge big flower, up close floral or up close flower that we've got, let me grab it so I can show it to you. You don't have to, up close floral it is, you don't have to use the whole thing. So basically she's popped it in the middle, left it white in the middle for the stamped image, and just used it around the edge, which is a bit like a burst really, isn't it? So again, really, really effective. And there's no extra dimension on that one at all. So as a 6x6 card, we just go in as a normal size letter. This one's using Botanical Display, and the sentiment is from Wallflowers, coloured with Copic markers and stamped with Versaclair Morning Mist. The background is also floral stencil, but she's embossed it on this one. So I will bring that up closer and you can see. Hopefully I'll be able to catch the light on it. There you can see. So there's some embossed lines on here. Again, really effective. Love this one. She's used Botanical Display, coloured with Copic markers, and the sentiment is from our Floral Best stamp set, which was about 2 or 3 releases ago, I think. And it's been coloured with, or stamped in Versaclair Morning Mist. Love it, really pops. And I don't know why, but I was scared for some reason. I didn't want to cover over those flowers, but it works really, really well. Hi, Margaret. Another one using cable knit stencil, and she's embossed this one, coloured, oh no, sorry, sentiment is from our Maisie Mouse stamp set, and she's used the balloon dies, and the tag that she's got on here is her own. So there we go. So let's try loads of lovely bright colours again, and funny enough, almost exactly the same colours that I've done one for TV. There you go. So you can see that she's embossed this and then coloured it. Really, really makes it pop. Another one here, cable knit embossed and using the sentiment from Balloon Corners. Oh, she hasn't embossed this one. Where is she? No, she's written cable knit embossed, but she didn't emboss it. So this is just all on one level. Hi, Di. Hope you're well. So exactly the same card, same size, but how different do they both look? I love this stamp set, this sentiment. I don't use it enough. So now we're going up to a couple of the stencils, and then we'll get started on a demo. My goodness. So up close floral is, she's used the sentiment on this one from Tiger Lily. The ink she's used, she hasn't named, but they're fab colours. Hold that thought, Carol. I will know more tomorrow as to whether a Christmas flower will be launched or not. So watch this space. There may be something along those lines coming. But as I say, I will know a lot more tomorrow. So Carol is asking, if you can't see the comments on here, she says, will I be releasing a new Christmas flower by any chance? Please, Amanda, I'm looking for a new Christmas flower to put on my cards. We're all good, thanks, Di. So another one using the Up Close Floral. And the sentiment on here is from our birthday sentiment stamp set. And again, Hazel has, and these butterflies are from the birthday sentiments as well. Amanda, Christmas is coming, I promise. The biggest hold up at the moment is the blooming mistletoe that you wanted. Hi, Susan. You've missed some, but you'll get caught up. So, as I was saying, this one has also been embossed, and I'm just trying to catch the light on it, but I don't know if it's going to. So these are all raised. You can hear me running my fingers across there. They're all raised. Again, looks really, really fab. And another one, last but not least, is using our quirky floral stencil. Sentiment is from the Right Words, and the butterflies are from Birthday Sentiments. How cute is that? A really quick, easy card. So there are samples for tonight. As I say, bless her, Hazel has worked like a little trooper because she hasn't even had them for a week. So she's been a star. And yeah, Hazel, thanks. We couldn't do this without you this time. Being a bit like that. So I'll quickly run through the new bits again. Hi, Carol. So we have got our quirky floral stencil. We've got our cable knit stencil. As I said, I'm no knitter. I'd love to be a knitter, but I'm no knitter. And I don't know if it's cable knit, but that's what came to my head when I looked at it. And then our up close floral. That sounds interesting, Pat. And then we have got our two at $14.99. So Pat says she's watching me showing samples on Facebook and a demo on YouTube. That's novel. Jules, it's a complete game changer. All those stencils that you own all become embossing powders. Embossing folders. And it's brilliant. So we've got our modern posy. So you get the larger stamp set. You get a little dinky partial section of it. So you could add it on and make it bigger if you wanted to. And then we've got sending happy birthday wishes, and the littlest things in life are where you find true joy. And then last but not least, on the larger stamps, we've got our floral swirl. And then you've got today should always be our best day ever, which is so true. You have to live today to its fullest because tomorrow's not a promise. And then the best is yet to come, and you're the best and happiest of birthdays to you. And again, all of these little ones fit in here. So that will give you some ideas with those. And then on to our $9.99 set. So we have got Floral Paradise, where all of these ones are the ones on here that are hidden, so you can't re-stamp them. Then we've got Tumbling Flowers. Again, same thing. I've given you the big one because this one overlaps. Hi, Heather. Then we've got Scented Bouquet. And last but not least, our Botanical Display. Right. Shall we get started on a demo? Put those to one side. I've got to try and do this without everything falling off, without anything moving. Hopefully, nothing will fall. You never know. I've got things propped all over the place tonight. So what we're going to be using. So we have got our crystal clear embossing powder. Our blending brushes, remember they come in the two sizes. We've got VersaFine Onyx Black, our sticky glue that also comes in the 2 sizes. We have got our super smooth stamping cardstock, which comes in 250 or 300 GSM. And we have got our black cardstock, which also comes in 2 different weights. We are using, pens wise, Lilac, which is 083, Light Violet, which is 081. What's this one? Dark Pink, which is 027. English Lavender, which is 804. And our green tonight is 46 Mid Green. And the inks we are using, can you guess? We've got Seedless Preserve, Dusty Concord, and Shaded Lilac. The stamp sets we are using tonight are... Hang on, let me grab my stencil as well at the same time. So we're going to be using our cable knit stencil. We're using a sentiment from here, which is this one here, which is today should always be our best day ever. And that goes for every day. So floral swirls, and then we've got tumbling flowers. So that is what we are going to be playing with tonight. So let me put all these bits away and we can get started. Yeah, that was handy. They all landed exactly where I wanted them to. That doesn't often happen. And it wasn't that long ago I learnt that my lids fit perfectly underneath. So if I haven't already told you that, or if you've missed them where I've told you all about that, that's where your lids will fit perfectly. Only took me, what, 15 years? 20 years? However long Stress inks have been out. I didn't know that at that point either. So here we go. Right, card sizes. Nice and simple tonight. We have got a card blank at 8x8, 1 piece of cardstock at where are we? 1 piece of cards blank 8x8 cards. 1 piece of black at 7 1/4 inches, and 1 piece of white at I've put 7 inches. It's just under 7 inches, so I don't catch the edges when I do the stenciling. That's the only reason. So my black is going to go straight onto my card. It's been a lovely day here today. I don't know what it's been like where everybody else is. Very windy though, but even now the wind's dropped down out there. It's beautiful. I'm going to change the subject completely here. Pat asked for hearts. Now, I don't often do anything with hearts because I don't know, I just think people probably wouldn't get as much use out of hearts. So give me your ideas on it. People like hearts? Do people use lots of hearts? I don't know. Anyway, so I've stuck my black down because that gets it out of my way. You all know what I'm like. I'm going to take this one off. And just so that you know, I know you all see these up here. Hello, Carol. Shortbread was amazing. The other biscuits were also beautiful. Thank you very much. And it was lovely to see you at the weekend. Been raining in Cornwall, Sally Ann? That's not good. We did have an awful lot of rain over the weekend. Right, this is a good question to ask, Amanda. Question, is the card blank a true 8x8 or is the envelope an 8x8? Most of the time, it is the envelope that is an 8x8, but not always. Now, here, look, this is my card. Now, I think this one I've got here is not my usual company. This one I think is Craft UK, which by the looks of this then means it's a true 8x8. But that doesn't go for everybody. Quite a lot of companies, their cards are, the envelopes are the 8x8 true size. So the cards are slightly smaller, which is why we end up with sometimes with some really odd sizing that you will love me for. But I think this one, don't hold me to it 100%, but I think this was Crafts UK. The only thing I would say is it's not as thick as some of the cards I usually use. But that's just personal choice. So, card base is done. But a great question, Amanda. Thank you. I'll work out how to take this off again now. There we go. Oh, Sally Ann, that's not good. Hopefully the weather's going to get better for you. You can't go to Cornwall and have crappy weather, really, can you? So I'm just going to pop those to one side because I've had to bring my stand a lot closer than I normally have it for some reason. And I haven't got the room to put my magnetic board on and that. So, right, so we're going to line this up. Try and get this piece level because we're going to put our stencil on and our cardstock down the edges. You know what kind of card I like making. We'll pop our stencil on here, so it's our cable knit stencil. And when I say this is just under 7 inches, it really is like one tiny bit. And then it's your choice where you want to, how big a border you want on here. I'm going to go with about 2 inches. Put my cardstock magnets on to hold my cardstock there. And thank you for asking. Carol, we have recovered, just about. Amanda's asking how Martin's getting on. Update on Martin. He is finally out of his boot. But now we have to teach him how to walk again. He's got lots of exercises to do. It is causing him a few problems as far as a little bit of pain because obviously he hasn't walked on it since the 9th of March. So he is working his way through it and he is getting on with it. But still no driving. And yeah, so he's down to 1 crutch, which is great. And yeah, he's doing a good job. He's getting there. Being a lot better patient than I thought he would ever be. And hopefully, the only problem we've got at the moment is his leg is still keeps swelling up, which I think is going to be something that happens for a long time. And that isn't conducive to going on holiday, is it? Evening, Teresa. But yeah, after a very long journey, he's finally out of his boot. And thank you all very much for asking after him and for all your nice comments that he's received, his get wells, etc., etc. Hopefully, he'll be walking by the time he turns the big birthday next month. That's the aim. But definitely at this moment in time, no flying. And definitely at this moment in time, no driving. And then, so we have used Shaded Lilac, and I say this all the time. Sally Ann, he ruptured his Achilles tendon. Don't ask, he was playing football. Should have known better. So I say this all the time, but we'll go back to it. If you're not hugely confident with your blending through stencils is a great way to learn how to work out the pressures that you want to put on with your blending, with how much ink you want to put on. And at the worst comes to the worst, you can die cut it if you don't like it with something else. So never throw them away. And the other tip is when you put your colours down, I tend not to go quite so heavy to where I'm blending the 2 colours together. And then I take the previous colour over the top and blend that in. Again, still through the stencil, and that helps that graduation. Hi, Debbie. So we're going to lift those off and hopefully have a nice clean straight line. Yes, we do. I'm not going to be able to tidy up so well tonight. You're going to see where I hide everything because we're in a bit of a tight space. Technology. Right, so we are now finished technically with our inks. So I'm just going to put these away, just because, as I've said, we're a bit tight on space. What colour is that one? A bit tight on space, so I don't want to get ink on bits I don't want ink on. Hi Marianne, we missed you at the weekend. But it says you're losing your mojo, so hopefully we'll get you going again. Right, so that's all the stenciling done. So we can pop that out of the way. If you can, leave that to dry a little bit. But if you can't, bring out your anti-static bag and just wipe over the top. We're going to be stamping and embossing and colouring, so you don't want that for your embossing powder to stick onto your inks. So we're going to take our black ink, so VersaFine Onyx Black, lots and lots of little light taps all over, and when you think you've got enough on there, go back and add a bit more. I don't normally stamp while I'm sitting down, so it's actually quite good that we're quite close, because it makes it easier for me to have it nearer to me, but probably not as good for viewing. All right, that's where it's going. So as I say, it's not a huge stamp, but it's big enough that you're going to need to give it the time to let the ink soak into the fibres of the paper. I can feel my face getting red again. It must be getting warm up here. We're going to lift that off and then pop our embossing powder onto this. Now the next step after the embossing powder is on is your own personal choice. Now, just because I'm going to emboss this all at once, because it makes it a little bit easier for me and only having to heat it once, I'm going to pop my sentiment on there. Now, if you're not hugely confident at putting sentiments on and you want to do it on a separate piece of paper, go ahead. And if you want to heat this one first because you're not trusting where you're going to put your inks, I've got to find where I've actually put my sentiment. There we go. You're not going to trust where you're going to put your fingers, sorry, not your inks, then also heat emboss it, the flower first, and then come back in and do your sentiment. But I'm just going to go for it, and if it goes wrong, I've got one I did earlier. I don't think we're very straight. We're not. But hey ho, that's why I did one earlier. And we'll put the sentiment on there. Light tap to get rid of the excess. It was straight till I committed it, and once I committed it, it wasn't so straight. But you know, all know what it's like. So we're going to then heat from underneath because it gives us that smoother finish for colouring. But if you don't want to do it that way, don't do it that way. I think that's everything. Yep. I was just checking. I didn't know whether that piece had heated. I don't think I've missed any. Oh, I have missed that bit. So that's the hard bit done. Now, as I've said to you before, if you are in a hurry, then because this has that little bit of a twist to it because you've heated it, then I would recommend you put that onto foam pads. If you can leave it for a little while and then come back to it, then you could quite happily colour it in and leave it to dry and then put it down on your finished card flat. And if you didn't put any sentiments on it, because it's a 7x7 card, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does fit through as a standard letter. I might be wrong. It might need to be a 6.5 inch, in which case just reduce everything by 1/2 inch. So I'm literally just going in and colouring these flowers. But do not forget to, what am I going to tell you to do? Do not forget to blot it as you're going along. I haven't gone near those little flowers yet with my hand, but I am about to. So before I go any further, I've got so many bits of scrap kitchen paper here, and I will just blot those. Hi Carol, you don't have to apologise for being late. You can go back and watch us, we don't mind. It's lovely that you've taken the time to come and join us. What colour? I might go slightly lighter on the big flower than I did earlier. So this isn't watercolour cardstock, so you have to be quite generous with the way you colour it in so that you don't get lines all around. If you do get those lines, then I highly recommend you leave the ink that you've got on there to dry first, and then sometimes you can go back in over the top of them, but it will make your image slightly darker with these particular pens. I'm just going to go in and trying to decide what colour I'm going in with on that flower. I think we'll go with this one. This one is light violet. That's what it is now anyway. Amanda. Yes. Oh, Tina has said the 7x7s go as a large, so you're going to have to go down to a 6.5 inch. So Amanda has said, can we go on one of your next lives to a retro colouring instead of Zig pens? Can you use mica, please? I will do my very best, Amanda. The next one will... well, the next one... No, we'll still be on this release for the next one. So yes, I would try and do my very best. I thought we were going to be showing you Christmas at the next one, but we won't be. That will be after. So yes, I will try and remember and try and do some micas. And then last but not least, I'm going with a darker colour here because I need to cover what I've got on here. Hang on a minute. I'm going to take you off. Sorry, Amanda. Let me home in on this for just for 2 seconds. So as you can see on this flower, it goes over that stenciling. So you either need to do it really dark, good evening Ruth, with really dark colour, or cut it out. Or if you don't mind that stencil coming through, that's fine as well. It's your card, so you do how you want it to do. But for me, I will go in with a slightly, it's a very bright dark colour, and I'm hoping it's going to cover those over. To a point, it may not cover it completely, but it will cover it enough so it's not like really in your face that that's what it is. And I'm being very cautious not to touch anything at the moment because I'm very aware of the fact that I haven't blotted it. So I'm going to go in and blot all of those. So Amanda says this is the therapy she needed. Thank goodness it's Friday tomorrow. So Amanda works in a school, so that might give you all a bit of an idea. And yeah, I can imagine what it's like. I couldn't work with kids. I used to work with children, but I couldn't work with children now, let's just say. So I'm going to go in with some green on in the centres of those flowers, because I'm trying to keep this all one level. And now that I know that a 7x7 doesn't go through as a large letter, as a standard letter, it goes as a large, I'd recommend you go for a 6.5-inch card. All of our stamps will still fit on. Right, I'm going to grab one of my micron pens. Now, I don't know how much juice is in this particular set, but I'm just going to run along the edge here and do a little bit of doodling. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, it's not going to be perfect, because it's doodling and it shouldn't be perfect. And I'll do that on this side as well. And then just pop some little bit of doodling on there, and that will just make it pop. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. Just added a little bit of extra to the edge of that. If you wanted to, you could go and double it up, make it slightly thicker, do it with a thicker pen, or don't do it at all. That is your choice. Just put my lid back on my embossing powder, because I know that that's going to go flying. And then we will go make sure my card's up the right way round. Well, you could have it either way. You could have it 10th fold or normal. And then we are just going to stick this on here. Now, I did one earlier, slightly different colours. So that one's going to sit flat. This one's got the squiggly lines on it. I'm not going to stick this down for a minute, ladies, because I want that to relax, because I actually think I prefer those colours. Although I've got a scruffy sentiment, haven't I? So you're going to have to watch me colour in those doodle lines again. Bear with me. And I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating, because I have to concentrate when I'm doodling, because it doesn't come naturally to me. If I was sitting on the phone, I could doodle for England. But I've got to talk to all of you, so I can't talk and doodle, which is bonkers, isn't it? But I can't. There we go. I'm going to go in with this one. I'm going to use this one because the sentiment's on straight. Hi, Joan. You've missed us all tonight, Joan. You'll have to come back in and watch again later. We will just run through the new bits again. But so that is what we're going with. I do think I prefer the other colours that I've used on the flowers on the other one. But as my sentiment went on Scriffy, and this one's relaxed because I made it about an hour ago, and it will lay flat, we'll go with this one. There we go. So that's what I mean. This exactly the same card, just this flower I did a different colour, and I prefer this colour to this one, but that's your own choices. So that's what we've made. So should we run back through what we've used, what colours I've used? So the colour pens I used today are English Lavender 083, Lilac 083, English Lavender is 803, Light Violet is 81, Dark Pink 27, and the green I've used is Mid Green, and it's 046. The inks I have used, colours I have used, are Distress Oxides, and they are Seedless Preserve, Dusty Concord, and Shaded Lilac. Obviously, we've used our sticky glue as well. We have used our crystal clear embossing powder, our blending brushes, which come in the two sizes, the VersaFine Onyx Black, and our cardstock, which is 250 or 300 GSM, and the black comes in, I think it's 110 and 270 or 300, I can't remember off the top of my head. So they're all the products we've used. Do you want a sneak peek back, or sneak peek, a look at our stencils again? Our stencils and stamps, our new release. Again, I shall show you. Now, bear in mind, ladies, these are available to ship. I will ship them as quick as I can. We do have huge amounts of orders come in, and thank you all very much. I'm not complaining about this at all, but I do need to let you know that particularly when we're on TV, the orders do not turn around very like that minute. So if I say to you they're available to ship, we work through our orders in the order that we receive them, and they will go out as quickly as we can, I promise you. Right, so what are our new stuff, new goodies again? So we've got, shall I clear this? I'll clear this. We have got Up Close Floral, which is one of our new stencils. Again, you can just use sections of this. In fact, I'm going to show you something, which is one I haven't got finished yet for TV demo. I'm going to, just because this looks like a scary stencil because it's a big stencil, but this is one that I've been playing with. You're getting a sneak peek, peoples. So I took it and I chopped it all up, and I have embossed this too. And then I'm going to pop this sentiment, I think, over the top of this one. But how contemporary looking of a card will that be? If I can get things on there straight to show you, it would help. Haven't stuck it all together yet. Just to give you an idea of a different way of using this stencil. This is one that you will see on TV, I think, if we get to it. But again, just an idea of what you could do with that stencil. And let me put that back so that I don't lose all the bits. So you've had a sneak peek, don't tell everybody. So Up Close Floral Stencil. We've got our Quirky Floral Stencil. And then we've got Cable Knit, which is the one you've just seen me using. As far as stamps go, we have our Modern Posy. We've got Floral Swirl, which is where we got our sentiment from. Today should always be our best day ever. The best is yet to come. Happiest of birthdays to you. You're the best. And those sentiments fit inside that section of the stamp. And then our $9.99 set. So we've got Tumbling Flowers, which is what we've just used. Again, we've given you the big ones because this one overlaps. If you want to 3D them, you can't do that. We've got Botanical Display. As no ends to, Amanda has put, as no ends to petals, reds would be good and a very striking poinsettia card. Guess where my brain is at the moment. You're not doing Christmas, are you? So we've got Botanical Display. Then we've got our Scented Bouquet. And last but not least, our Floral Paradise. So now you get to look at my ugly mug. So that's all of our brand new release. What have we got to tell you about? So obviously we brought the release out. We have TV this week. So I'm on TV on Saturday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So that's Saturday the 14th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And it will be different demos all throughout. Though you may see a version of what we've done tonight, but in a different colour. So just pretend you haven't seen it. And then what else have we got to tell you? Right, so we are also at a brand new show the end of this month, or a week on Saturday actually, so a week on Sunday, sorry. And it is in Bolton. It's a Craftorama in Bolton, and it's at the, I can't even read what I've written here, I think it's Touch or Tough Street Sheet Community Stadium. I'll know it when I get there, hopefully. So yeah, it's a brand new show. So if you're in that neck of the woods, we would love to see you there. So that is on the is that the 22nd, I think, 28th, 23rd, sorry, Sunday the 23rd, I think it is. And then our next live will be here on Thursday the 26th of June. So next live will be demos, and the little live after that will be our Christmas release. So all of you that are waiting for Christmas, that's when it will be. So I've just let you see our the card we've done this evening again. So that's what we've made up this evening, and we used, grab them out to show you again. So we've used our tumbling flowers, our cable knit stencil, and the sentiment came from Floral Swell. There we go. We have got a few places left on a couple of our workshops, so if you've got any friends locally that would like to join us on workshops, there are a couple available on our website. Not all of them have got space left. I think it's just the Portsmouth and Haydock, I think. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. Hope you've all enjoyed it. That's us finished for this evening. You can have me back. Glad you like the new release. I'm seeing lots of new things up there. Lots of nice comments coming through. Thank you all very much for joining me again this evening. Don't forget, we've got our Facebooks and our YouTubes. You can go on and watch all of our lives on our YouTube channel. They're all there all the time. I know Facebook has changed the layouts now, so they don't keep the videos on there for more, I think it's 30 days or 2 weeks, and then they remove them. So you can always go onto our YouTube channel. All of our videos are always there. Jules, the nearest one to Suffolk at the moment, there isn't one. There is no near ones to here at this moment in time. All I'm going to say is hopefully somebody will pick it up. They're not doing one in Thetford as far as I know this year. So watch this space. Carol, I promise I left some shortbread for my mum. Not very much.